Welcome back, everybody. So nice to see your smiling faces. If you are new here, welcome. My name is AlexBeltran, and I talk about tricks, tips, techniques, and everything real estate lifestyle. So, if you are in the real estate business, if you are aspiring to join the real estate business, or you just want some guidance and references to everything that the real estate industry encompasses, go ahead and smash that subscribe button. Let's jump into it. So I've been in the real estate business literally all of my life. I became a licensed real estate in 2011. So it's easy to sometimes forget that there are a lot of people that are new to the real estate game and don't know how to start investing in real estate. I'm not saying this to be pretentious. I was just reflecting the other day on all the things that I wanted to look up when I first started taking real estate seriously. One of them was, so how the hell do I get started? So I tried putting myself in a new person's shoes and tried Googling the information about how to get started in real estate. All I kept getting were Grant Cardone or Dave Ramsey videos or Forbes and Market Watch articles. Grant Cardone is telling you to invest in 16 unit plus multifamily properties because that's the only way to succeed in real estate. Dave Ramsey is telling you to invest in single family properties because that is the wise financial decision. Forbes is telling you to not even bother with residential properties. Go over to the commercial side because that's where the real money is. And Market Watch is telling you to not bother with any of those. Instead, invest in REITs. REITs? What the f*** are REITs? Also, just to answer what REITs are, they're basically the stock market version of real estate investing. I know that's a little bit of an oversimplification. I promise I will make a video on REITs on a later date that will deep dive into all of this information, but for this particular video, not gonna happen. Now, to be fair, they're actually all correct. They're just catering to different niches of the market. Nonetheless, that's still information overload. This seems to be an ongoing trend. Everyone that I know that wants to start investing in real estate, they aren't lazy. In fact, quite the opposite. They're willing to do and sacrifice whatever it takes to succeed in real estate. The problem seems to be that there's too much information out there. Now, I'm not saying that information is bad, but with too much opposing information, it's easy to get analysis paralysis. And that is the worst thing that can happen to any investor. So in this video, I'm going to give you a step-by-step guideline to follow to not only start investing in real estate, but to also have the greater chance of succeeding in the world of real estate investment. If that sounds interesting to you, let's keep going. Number 1, talk to a CPA that specializes in real estate. Number 2, set up a business bank account. Number 3, make sure your credit is good and secure funding. Number 4, start looking at houses and do your due diligence. Number 5, talk to a real estate lawyer to make sure that you can do whatever you want to do on that property. Number 6, purchase the right property. Number 7, bring the property to rentable conditions. Number 8, rent property to qualified tenants. Number 9, manage the property. And number 10, repeat steps 3 through 10. And that's it. That's the secret sauce. If that's all you wanted to know, then you can go on ahead and end the video here because the rest of the video, I'm just going to go into detail into each and every single step. I will link the time codes in the description down below if you just want to fast forward to a specific step. Now, full disclosure, there is no roadmap to success. Believe me, I understand the paradox of me teaching you this step-by-step guideline because the type of real estate investing is so vast and each new project has its own unique set of challenges. Step 1, talk to a CPA that specializes in real estate. You're going to want to talk to a couple of CPAs to get a good sense of what they have to offer, as well as how they're going to handle your plans. This is where the CPA will tell you what type of business entity will work best for you. LLC, C Corp, the list can go on. Creating a business entity will protect your personal assets as well as give you some tax benefits. On top of that, they'll also explain to you how they will actually do the accounting. I'm not going to get into detail about this because I'm not a CPA, but laying down this initial foundation is very, very, very vital. So step 2, set up your business bank account. So now that you have that business entity set up, you're going to walk into a bank, set up a business bank account. Remember, shop around. Look at what type of fees they have and what they have to offer you. And also look at what they have to offer you because there are a lot of services that you need that you don't really need. Do your due diligence on choosing the right bank that you're going to take your business to. Now, setting up your business banking is going to take a huge load off your shoulders because there will be a lot of money circulating through that bank account. And putting it on autopilot, that's just a set it and forget it type thing. Number 3, make sure your credit is good and secure your funding. I was going to separate these two sets, but they actually go hand in hand. The higher your credit score, the better. Basically, the higher your credit is, the more banks are going to be willing to work with you. If you have bad credit, there are credit professionals that'll tell you how to fix it quickly. If you have bad credit, and you can't repair it fast enough, it's not impossible to get started in real estate, but it's not easy either. Once you have your credit taken care of, secure funding. Now, there are many different directions that you can go. Banks, credit unions, personal loans, hard money loans, crowdfunding. There are several options. And depending on what type of real estate investing you're doing will determine what loan works best for you. Once you know your terms, your loan amount, and secured funding or got pre-qualified, then you're ready for step number 4. Start looking at properties and doing your due diligence. This is probably going to be the most time-consuming step because you're going to be looking at a lot of properties. There will be a lot of legwork and a lot of number crunching. The timeline can vary wildly depending on what type of real estate investing you're looking into. There are single-family residents, multifamily residents, commercial, raw land, farmland, hotels. The list is endless. I can't answer what type of real estate to invest in. That's something that you're just going to have to figure out on your own, because it's going to depend on what type of market you're looking into and if the market that you're looking into is worth buying into. Once again, due diligence. Consider all the numbers from what's the max you're going to pay for this property to how much it's going to cost to repair or refurbish. But be cautious, because this is the step where a lot of people fall into that information overload and stumble into analysis paralysis. This step is where you have to be very decisive. Step 5, talk to a real estate lawyer to make sure that you can do whatever you want to do on that property. There are multiple problems that will always arise that you will need answers to. For example, to understand how rent control affects your ability to renovate the building, what type of mineral rights you may have on a plot of land, how close to the boundary lines you can build, how many units you can build on a particular plot of land, or the maximum amount of animals that you can have per acre on farmland. There are so many issues that can appear, and assumptions are expensive. If you skip the lawyer and say something along the lines of, well, I assumed I could fill in the blank, get ready for a very expensive real estate lesson. It's better to pay the lawyer and get answers proactively than reacting in the moment. Step 6, purchase the right property. Once you find a property that checkmarks all the boxes, purchase it. Don't hesitate, because several months of hard work will just go in the trash if you don't put your best foot forward. There will be those situations where you will be outbid or the deal simply doesn't happen. Just don't go over budget, but don't hold back. Hang in there, we're almost done. Step 7, bring the property to rentable conditions. Once you've gone through the escrow process and you have the keys in your hand, it's time to condition the property to rentable standards. Your due diligence when you were looking at these properties will come right back into play. The more detailed your due diligence is, the easier this step will be. So have your contractors lined up or whatever types of professionals you need in order to bring this property up to condition. Because in this step, chances are you're racing the clock. Step 8, rent to qualified tenants. Key word, qualified, meaning that they will pay the rent, because the rent is how you will cover operation expenses as well as ultimately pay yourself. Run credit checks, or if you're in commercial, make sure that the business that you're going to lease to is going to be around for the duration of the lease. If the business is a VHS rental place, if anybody knows what VHS is anymore, it may not be a good candidate because they might not be around for a very long time. So qualify, and once again, do your due diligence. Step 9, manage the property. Chances are that if you're starting out, you're probably going to have to manage this yourself. This is where you manage all the payments, mortgage payment, electrical, water, whatever you're offering in the terms of lease. If there's a problem with the property and you have to repair something, you're going to want to make sure that you handle it in a timely manner. Yes, there are management companies out there. If you bought that 16 plus units, then you're probably going to need them. But if you're starting small, then doing it yourself will probably be the better option. Step 10, repeat steps 3 through 10. Keep this cycle going. Take everything that you learned from this go around and apply it to the next go around. And just like everything else in life, the more you do it, the better you get. Learn along the way, refinance if you can, figure out better financing options, or streamline other aspects of the process. But the most important part is to get started. Yes, there will be hiccups along the way. It happens to the best of us, but that shouldn't deter you. In fact, I'm trying to get a couple of my investment clients on camera so that they can talk about their experiences and you can learn from them. And that is the bare bones guideline to investing in real estate. Question of the day, if you're already investing in real estate, what tips would you give new investors? If you're new or about to get started, what are some questions that you have about the real estate investing process? Go ahead and comment in the comment section down below. Keep it civil. Remember, we're trying to help each other out. This is a conversation after all. That's it for this video. As always, if you have any questions, go on ahead and contact me. My contact information is down below. If you want to keep up to date with everything that I'm doing in real estate, go on ahead and give me a follow on Instagram. And as always, keep hustling, keep grinding, learn it till you earn it. Catch you guys next video. Peace.